Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Omi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going to be checking out another influencer from the community. He's actually going to be breaking down some of his thoughts on the recent Taps interview, and I'm interested in hearing what he has to say and what he got from that interview, because I like to hear what other influencers think, because it makes it easier to see if we're on the same page, if maybe they have a piece of information that I don't, if they saw something I didn't or something like that. I just like to stay educated and stay sharp when it comes down to my investment. That's very, very important to me, because obviously my money is on the line. So I can't afford to slack when it comes down to my investment. This is, like I said, this is my money. So I don't play games. This is why I research so hard. This is why I make sure I stay educated so I can stay realistic, regardless of how many people think that it's unrealistic. I like to know that I'm ahead. Like, if you can see it or you can't, like, it's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. But I like to know that I'm ahead and I'm as sharp as I could possibly be. So yeah, that being said, we're going to be checking it out. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And yeah, let's jump into it.
What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies. And in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the most recent interview with Taps Trades and Reese, and give my thoughts and analysis on what's been going on in the community over the last month or so. Now, it's been a little while since I last posted a video. I got a little busy with life. I lost some momentum. I'm trying to regain that momentum so that I can get more content out on a regular basis. All right, so I want to talk about why I am more bullish after watching that interview, and what I believe the major obstacle for Veve and Omi to be in the next year or so. So if you like this sort of content, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, we all know there's been a lot of FUD in the community recently. There have been a lot of people unhappy with the lack of progress in the project, particularly around MTL. Now
this is one thing that I find interesting. There is a lot of feedback and backlash surrounding that, but this is why I also think that it's important that everyone should have, it should be mandatory. Everyone has to take a year of programming. Like in school, everyone should have to take a year of programming, because people don't understand what it actually takes to accomplish some of this stuff. So the legal requirements, that's a battle in and of itself, and also developing these developing things. Like, people's talking about, oh, adding in another language, it should be super, super easy, not realizing that this thing could, like, Veve could be programmed so bad that every single word, like every single page, every single language would have to keep being done over and over and over. People thought that there was a system where you type in a word and it automatically translates to every single language. You know how advanced and sophisticated that is to do something at that level? And I'm pretty sure Veve is not that advanced and sophisticated, which is why it would be a task to do that. And then also having to hire support to manage different languages and things like that. It's just so much more. It's so much more involved than people may realize in some of these features that seem like it's something simple and basic. It's just so much more involved in it. So I think that certain things should be mandatory so people can understand and have a better outlook. So, but yeah, a lot of people, I understand, most people are just not going to be willing to do the research into their investment like I have and like I do, and they're not going to come with the same experiences I do. I'm a programmer, so I actually understand these things. So it's a reason that the programmers don't panic as much as people without the programming knowledge. So, I mean, it's just, you should, like me personally, I look for the people with the information. I surround myself with people who have information. That way I can constantly be improving and constantly be leveling up. And I think that everyone should have that mindset, as opposed to thinking what you think solely, and you end up in a place where you're lost and you're surrounded by lost people. So yeah.
I expressed my own frustration with the team a couple videos back, mostly centered around their poor communication and their lack of specific information regarding, what's been holding up MTL and why things have been moving slower than expected. But to their credit, I do believe the team has done a better job since then. And it really started with that pre-recorded video from Dan and Dave about a month back. And it continued with the Reese interview with Taps Trades. All right, when I think that Taps did a great job in that interview. And I think that Reese also gave valuable, insightful information about the progress in the project. So one of the major announcements made in the interview was that the team's focus in the coming weeks will be placed on getting the web platform finalized and on getting MTL rolled out to all users by the end of Q2. And that will be a huge weight lifted off the team's shoulders, because it is a source of frustration for so many in the community, because up until now, you can put your money into Veve, but you can't cash your money out. It's a one-way street, and it needs to be a two-way street. And there are a lot of people waiting on the sidelines, a lot of whales in particular, waiting on the sidelines, not getting into the project because you can't cash out. All right, so it's going to be a huge development once that's done.
And this is so true. I've actually spoken to some whales. I've been speaking a little bit to whales more behind the scenes, and I've been hearing some frustration, especially with the fact that you can't transfer collectibles and things like that anymore. So now the people who's been doing legitimate business on Veve, people who could get out like 20,000 here, 20,000 there, like drop a sale to somebody and get paid the 20, like the ways to get their money out that they were using, even that's gone now. So I am hearing more that, okay, this Veve is doing stuff that's causing a problem for those of us actually who's put in some big money. So I know some of the whales are not happy about the direction of things going on. And yeah, this is part of the reason that other whales will not jump in, because Veve is centralized and they can do things like that, like shut off all the off routes to getting your money out. So yeah, like I know that is a big problem for whales for sure.
And it's another step in the right direction. Now, it won't have any direct correlation with the Omi token, but it's also super bullish for the Omi token because it changes the narrative and it adds another layer of legitimacy for people who doubt the legitimacy of the project. All right, the thing that they always point to is that you can't cash out. When you can cash out, that narrative is gone. All right, and it's gone.
But I think like the thing is, I don't know if it's going to be enough. The issue is people are always going to find something to say until it's undeniable. But to be fair, I do think big money would be able to come in at that point, and there's going to be a lot of things that becomes undeniable. But in my experience with this community, after one narrative is crushed, they go on to the next one and on to the next one. And there's always going to be a narrative that someone bears can create, and the community is always going to jump on it in fear. It's just like the way that things works. But to honestly, it's good for me because personally, this is the reason that I have content to create. So, I mean, hey, shout out to everybody creating a FUD all the time. I definitely appreciate you. I owe you my career.
Gone forever. So it's going to be a huge weight lifted off of the team's shoulders, a huge step forward for the project. Hopefully they can hit that deadline end of Q2. Now, another thing that Reese said was that buybacks are still on the table. All depends on regulation. So
I mean, he said they said that the first time. Like everyone's spinning this narrative that buybacks are gone. That doesn't make sense. You'll still need it. Otherwise, they would have to completely change the system. They would have to completely change the system, and we don't know how hard that would be, how difficult that would be, how long it would take. Because the Veve app is going to be fueled by this. The Veve, the token is already super ingrained into Veve's ecosystem, which means that the token was going to be settled one way or another. Like, and people making it seem like, oh, they don't need the token. What if they just go to this? What if they just go to that? Like, as if the team is not holding a ton of these tokens and as if it's not actually needed for the success of this platform. But people don't believe that they're actually going to reach the heights that they're shooting for. And that's the difference. They actually do believe that. And that's where the disconnect is, because what they are doing, what they're doing is so amazing. People cannot rationalize that it could be real and they could actually make that happen. So, I mean, I get it. I get it that it's hard to believe in what could be a freaking fairy tale, but believe it, it's getting built before your eyes. So, I mean, that's just my perspective on it. I think that people say that I'm delusional for having a prediction that I have. I think you're delusional for denying the facts that you keep seeing in front of your face time and time again. How many times do they have to do the impossible for you to accept that they do the impossible? It's like at a certain point, the realistic people are the delusional ones. To me, like when you hit my level of understanding, the realistic people are the ones delusional. Like it's crazy. And the people who don't understand as much are the ones who see me as delusional. It's like that's why there'll always be sides, people who can't see and understand the other side. The thing is, I understand my side and I understand the other. I'm just past that level of understanding that they have. That's just how it goes.
So we'll see what happens there. But he also said that even if they can't do buybacks, they will use those Omi reserve tokens in a way that benefits the token and the project as a whole. So,
I mean, if you had to be told that from this team, that means you didn't know the team to begin with.
We'll have to take a wait and see approach for that. In the meantime, Omi Utility version 2 is coming out in May. That will be interesting to watch. Now, I think the most interesting thing that Reese said in the interview was that there are currently 3 games set to utilize the Omi token. One of them, a play to earn, presumably Epico Regal. We all know that they've leaked a connection to the Omi token. Epico Regal has also just tweeted out that they have some major announcements coming in the next week or so. Now, Reese did say that the first game would be revealed in the next couple of weeks, so that will be something to watch. That will be super bullish for the Omi token. It's going to give the
now that I think about it, let's go in speculation mode. Now that I think about it, Reese confirmed 3 games that was not affiliated or in-house with Veve. He didn't say anything about if Veve would actually be releasing something that is in-house anytime soon. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it. Like, he didn't confirm or deny any surprises or anything that Veve could have coming down the roadmap. He just confirmed stuff that's external to Veve. So, I mean, you never know what Veve has up their sleeves, and that's what people have to start understanding. They have a history of just shocking people. The shocking wow factor is what's put Veve into the position that they're in and what's going to continue to. Because that's the thing with this company. I expect the unexpected, and that's just how you have to be.
Token, some utility. It's going to introduce Omi to new people. It's another step in the right direction, and as the team continues to hit these milestones, slowly but surely, you're going to see the pieces of the puzzle come together. Overnight successes rarely happen overnight. They take years and years of hard work, and no business is built without adversity. Now, I first started investing in the Omi token about a year ago, and when I compare where the project is today to where it was last year, it's not where I thought it would be. I thought we'd be a little further along, but I am way more bullish and confident in the project today than I was a year ago. And that's because last year we were speculating about whether or not we would get brands like Marvel and Disney. We were hoping to get those brands.
To be fair, I was the one not speculating. I was the one doing the research, confirming. Like, if you go back and look at my titles, I was confirming these things. I was not speculating, but people called it speculation at the time because, I mean, people's comprehension and research skills, it's not the same. But I mean, I'm just saying. I use the word speculating sometimes because that makes people feel better. It's for people's feelings. But the fact of the matter is, I am very confident in the things that I believe because I'm very confident in myself, which everyone should know at this point. And I'm very confident in my ability to do research and understand what it is that I'm researching. And my track record has proven that I understand what I'm researching. But I mean, I'm always going to have haters and doubters until it keeps coming true. And if it's been happening for a year, it'll continue to happen. Then people are going to look back at that track record and like, damn, he cold. I'm a, for my mention. You right, I am.
Sure enough, we were speculating that this could possibly grow into a user base of 1 or 2 million people. And here we are at 2 million, even though that's not actually 2 million people actively using the app. All right, but now we're looking forward to 10 million.
Like, basically what Veve is like a channel that has 2.6 million subscribers, a YouTube channel with 2.6 million subscribers, but they get 500,000 views per video. That's what it is. That's what people are not understanding. You got the subscribers, everybody tunes in here and there now and again. You got the 2.6 million subscribers, but as far as active, like every single video, it's 500,000 people. Like, you know, that's what it is. Like, that's the easiest way to understand what Veve is right now. The people are there. So you got to keep in mind as well, on those channels with 2 million subscribers, if that channel does an insane video, makes an insane move, those 2 million subscribers will come back to life and check out that video. That's all Veve needs, is some insane caliber thing to happen, and those people wake up and come alive, bro. Like, easy. So I'm just saying.
They had $100 billion in revenue in their first full year. So Veve has demonstrated a proof of concept. They have something, a product that resonates with people. They have a proven concept. Now what they need to do is scale out all their plans and execute on the roadmap. And I'm confident they'll be able to do that because, as Reese said, they now have the funding to get things done. Whereas last year, they didn't have that money. Now, because of all the money they've generated over the last year and a half, they are in a better position today than they were last year. And so when I look at this, when I analyze this from an investment standpoint, I am more bullish today than I was last year because of all the things that they've accomplished and all the things that are still in front of them. Now, things change gradually until we see they've changed completely. And what we're going to start seeing is gradual change. MTL rollout, web platform rollout, some games integrating the Omi token. And before you know it, all these things are going to start to snowball. The pieces will come together. At least that's what I'm thinking. This is a long-term investment for.
I mean, that's any startup. Any startup, they can only release things one at a time. That's a startup. And I mean, you have realistic expectations and you have an understanding of how it works. Like, this is something that a lot of people lack. It's just understanding that this is all part of the process. Yes, the process didn't go as smoothly as you thought it would go at times, but I mean, you thought it was going to go smoothly, doing something that's never been done before. I never thought this process would go smoothly at all, which is why I have a 10-year price prediction on it. If everything went smoothly, if everything worked that good, my price prediction would not be 10 years out. Like, I explained my price prediction and every single thing that it would take to get to that price prediction. I explained that, and my prediction is still 10 years out. That's because it's going to take a while to implement all those things that gets us to that type of valuation. This is not a $1 trillion company yet, nowhere near. But it will be, and it's going to shock people when it gets there. Not me though. I've not been shocked along this road so far. But hey, research.
For me, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you more bullish or less bullish than you were a year ago? As always, if you like the content, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel, and
be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna leave a link down below as always, man. Love the video, amazing perspective. This is why I like to see it. I like to see what people's heads are, what they're thinking, what they're feeling about the project. It's very informative. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.